Good morning. Today I want to bring you along on my homeschool morning routine so you can see what our normal homeschool mornings are like. Of course, with little children, they're not always all normal, but the day that I filmed this was a fairly regular day. I try to get up early. I don't make it up earlier than my children always, but when I do, then I do some of my own things, some writing, some Bible reading, just getting myself ready for the day. My baby is almost always up as early as me, or often wakes me up too. That's how it is at this stage of life. So I want to welcome you. Come along with us and join us for our homeschool morning. I like to try to always remember to greet my children that are waking up with a smile or a hug or how was your night and good morning. Start the day well. Of course, I'm a morning person, so it makes it a bit easier, but still, I don't always remember to check in on them. Then, I often like to start a load of laundry. I leave the lights off, so if the lighting looks bad, it's because the washer is in the girls' room, and so I don't want the ones that are still sleeping to wake up. But I get a load of laundry started for my day. In all that you'll be seeing today, I want you to get ideas maybe that would be helpful, but I want you to remember that each family is unique. Make your own routine. Maybe you need ideas from others, but your schedule will look different than mine, obviously. Around 6 in the morning or soon after, I go and open up my kitchen and get ready for making breakfast. My husband and the children often go out to do animal chores. He usually leaves for work around 7 or soon after, so we have to have our breakfast a bit early. They go out and feed our hens and our chickens and, hens and dogs and rabbit and white mouse we have while I make breakfast. Like I was mentioning before, for your family's routine, it is better to have a later day, then go for it. Do what works for your family. For ours, this is what works best at this stage of life. We often have breakfast together around 6:30 or soon after. And after that, my husband goes to work and the children and I start with our day. First off, I get everyone dressed and combed and ready for the day, and then we start all of them on their morning chores. I personally can't stand messy hair, so I always get mine all combed fairly early. For our chores, the girls usually do the breakfast dishes while I start with laundry and other parts of the house cleanup. Meanwhile, the little Sonny is there doing his own cleanup. It's actually more of a mess up, but he often wants to be held, but he also entertains himself. The girls do most of the dishes, but they do leave some since the youngest one is the one clearing the table. She doesn't always wipe it, so once I'm done with laundry or have a chance, I go and finish up in the kitchen whatever they have left. And then I continue with cleaning up the rest of the house, making beds, getting ready whatever I need to, so that hopefully everything can be in order. I try to finish having everything ready and swept and tidied by 9 o'clock, but it doesn't always happen. And so sometimes I just leave my work for later in the day, or sometimes we start school a bit later, depending on the situation. At about 9 o'clock, then I start my oldest with her math usually. She does math facts practice, not quite every day, but often speed test, and then her math lesson. You will notice maybe that we use some books in Spanish and some in English. We do a mix. Though we do most of the talking in English, but math doesn't make much of a difference if it's English or Spanish. Once she is settled, then I get the preschooler and the kindergartner doing some of their work if they want to. They don't have to, but they usually love to do something of books too. So they start on my kindergartner on her kindergarten book, and my preschooler, my 3-year-old, she does some coloring. Sometimes I do some flashcards or something, helping her with learning something else. But with that, they feel happy. We take breaks as needed, not necessarily on schedule, just a little break here and there to gather the eggs in between, to just whatever we need. And then we keep on with her school. Usually once the baby has often had a nap around 9 too at this stage still. Not always, but then he wakes up and I try to keep him entertained, and I start with reading with my oldest. Mm-hmm.
That.
Mm-hmm.
Color. Putty. Orange. Purple. Boy.
Once the younger ones are done with their books, they usually find something to play with, Play-Doh or dolls, or run outside a while. This day they found Play-Doh. The little one sometimes needs to be held, but he often finds things to entertain himself too. It's so much fun to see. I believe that in the younger years they can do some book work if they want to, but a lot of time should be just play and learning from life around them. So it makes a lot of mess sometimes, but I like to have games and toys and things to play that gives them something to do with their hands. Once my oldest is done with her math and reading for the book, we usually do some other subject. It can be some geography or something. On this particular day, we're doing science. I love the good and beautiful science, and they're learning about beetles. And today they have a video to watch. After that, then we do some memory work. Whatever, sometimes it's the continents, sometimes it's the planets, and just whatever memory work we find, verses and anything like that. And then after they're done with that, then we do some singing practice too often. After that, I usually read some to them, read a story or something, and then the children go and play. While they are playing, I get lunch ready and any other work that I needed to do, if I can. And then our afternoons are usually much looser. Maybe I'll sometime show you more about our afternoons, but we might go on walks or whatever. And I finish up my work. Thank you for joining me today. It was enjoyable bringing you along, and I hope that it maybe gave you some good ideas.